You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
Hello, boys. Should I just jump in? Hello, boys and girls.
I loved it.
Buddha monks in the trunk. Turn the bass up. You are now listening, if you're on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, and watching, if you're on YouTube, to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin not wrestling, Wrasslin podcast. What up, bro?
Nothing much, man. How's it going?
It is a hot Wednesday day.
It's fucking hot outside.
We've been dealing with like shitty weather for the past. We're pretty spoiled over here in North Carolina, man. It's very temperate. We don't get extreme rain. We don't get extreme heat. We don't get, what I'm saying? It's like a clusterfuck of things. Sometimes it gets real hot, but over the past 4 or 5 days, we've had like
rain,
just rain all day, and today is like fucking what? What would you say? It's like 88.
Oh
degrees,
yeah,
90 degrees.
It was 75 like last night.
Yeah,
it was hot. It's
and
hot.
Steamy too, because it was like warm rain. It was like warm and rain, so it was like you could barely breathe outside. But it's hot as hell, and just the walk from work, was pretty brutal. And he lives like 2 blocks away now, and he was like, "Dude, I'm sweating. Pop the Molly, I'm sweating. Woo!" So if you're tuning in to YouTube, maybe you notice something a little different. I put together a little opening thing that goes along with the music, that goes along with the podcast, just the audio podcast, like the intro. So I whipped that shit up last night, and before seeing us, you saw that intro. So I hope you enjoyed it.
It was sick.
I don't know how to work video stuff. I'm learning as I go. So anything I'm doing here video-wise, and that little thing is just like Fisher Price, my first video editor.
I thought it was pretty cool, man. I like the spots you picked. Like I like the Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin spot in there, like the Sting spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I feel like a little crafty work can come a long way.
It can. Call me MacGyver over here. I'm like the Black MacGyver. I had to use even like a pen. I just disable a pen to make that shit work. Why is this shit all wobbly? Are we?
Oh, the cords?
I don't know. Either way, it gets a little wobbly sometimes. But
It's
check
right.
this out. We got a lot to talk about. We got Raw, and we got MSG.
Yes, sir.
I feel like I need to talk shit about NXT at some point.
Why? What's that?
I feel like that's going to be our new opening segment, how I just dog NXT and how you defend it.
I mean, it's pretty. I don't know. What do you have a gripe, or are you just trying to?
Do I have a gripe? What the fuck is Finn Balor?
What? He doesn't need to be on TV every week.
Oh, he does it now.
And he's actually going to be on the main event tonight. He's in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic, teaming up with Samoa Joe against Enzo and Kaz.
And that's the semifinal.
Yeah.
Okay, and the final is.
Oh, that's not the semifinal. That's just the second round, going into the semifinals.
Okay, so I was talking to Nathan on the New Day podcast, and he was saying that it's the final. The was still the quarterfinal. The semifinal is going to be the semifinal, and the final is going to be in one night.
Cool.
I'm asking.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, he said it was going to be in one night. For when is the NXT takeover?
Oh yeah, that's coming up in end of October. So that would be good to round out the card. I know they said they're the main event is that Iron Woman's match. So that would be that'd be a good way to just fill out the card a little bit with some stars.
That's three matches, and then you have Apollo Crews
and Tyler Breeze. So I think that's a pretty sick show as is right there. What do you think?
Very depleted. I mean, enough to where you have basically.
I don't know, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor versus, I think most likely Corbin and Rhino. That's a great match. And then plus,
great because of who?
I mean, as far as like not having depletion, like that's a lot of stars right there. You got the ECW original, you got the guy they're pushing NXT, you got Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. That's a main event anywhere around the world.
Sounds like looks like a
except for in Full Sail.
Looks like a consolidation thing, though. I mean, couldn't you have a card of? I mean, I understand it's the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and I'm not taking anything away from the Dusty Rhodes Classic, but if you're talking Samoa Joe, Kaz and Enzo, Finn Balor.
Oh, that's tonight, though.
I'm talking about, well, for the final. I mean, who do you see going to the final?
Oh, I just said it. Yeah, Rhino, Corbin, and Joe and Finn. That would be the final, I think. I think that's Crash Course, what's going to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen from it, but I definitely think that's definitely looking like...
You don't see Gable and...
I know they beat the Hype Bros, but I do not. I think they're going to lose to Rhino and Corbin.
I think
they're amazing. I love them. That's one of my favorite.
I think they're high on those guys, man. I can almost see those guys making it to Takeover. I can see them making it to the final.
If you say no, I don't see that. I see that they are high on them, but they're trying to make, like you said, a star-studded show. They're trying not to make it look depleted. So having that big tag match with Joe, Finn versus Corbin and Rhino. And then there's a lot of mixed feelings in that because you don't know if Joe's going to turn on Finn. You don't know if Rhino and Corbin are going to fight because they had beef before. So that... I
mean, obviously Joe is going to turn.
Yeah, which would be awesome, which is exactly what I think should happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be awesome, man. I don't see... I don't know. I think you guys are being a little negative on NXT.
Oh, no, I'm not being negative now, actually. You heard me be negative. I got nothing to be negative about other than the fact that the Divas division is in trouble.
No way.
I mean, not in trouble as in, well, they're in trouble now. But I saw some clips of that Kana girl.
Yeah.
Osaka? What the fuck is her name?
It was Asuka.
Asuka.
The only way I can remember it is because it sounds a little bit like Rocky Romero's nickname.
Okay. Because I remember the first time seeing her was at the Takeover Brooklyn, and she was sitting beside Ric Flair.
And Sergeant Slaughter.
And she almost looked like Ric Flair's, like... First thing that came to mind was that she looked like whatever new Asian little flame that he has. Or something. That's what it looked like until they said that she was actually somebody. But I saw some clips of hers, man, and the girl's in trouble. And I don't know whether it's the fact that she's I remember someone mentioning that it's the same thing that the other Japanese guy, Hideo Kenta, because he was like, well, all this brutal shit is taking a toll on my body, and I'm going to go to the WWE. I still want to wrestle, but I don't want to wrestle at that rate and basically kill yourself. And I think she did the same thing to where she wanted to take down the level of violence in her repertoire.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you just can't unviolence yourself.
Yeah, there's going to be a point, I think.
I mean, you look at a Dean Ambrose, who was a hardcore guy, and he had to because, they ain't like barbed wire and fucking trash cans everywhere. But she's hitting. She's hard hitting.
Oh, yeah. And
whoever I see in the way of those kicks via NXT Diva, I feel sorry for him because she can't unkick. She can't unhit. She can't unmove. I mean, there's going to be some bumps and bruises. Motherfuckers be like drawing straws, hoping they don't get that opportunity. Whoever gets that short straw has to get into the ring with this chick.
Yeah, I think she can really fill the void that they've actually, I think, been looking for. I know not in size or anything, like a Beth Phoenix or like a Kong. I think just from the brutality in the ring, I really am excited. And I think that it's a perfect feud they're doing with feeding Dana Brooke and Emma to her because I think both of those girls can wrestle, especially Emma. And I'm really...
You're high on Emma?
Emma's great, man.
When we first started this podcast, you weren't that high on Emma. This is before you started your own podcast. You were not high on Emma.
This is not true.
I'm going to have to go back and do some research. Because I was like, I remember being like, yeah, Emma can actually wrestle. She can go. And you just weren't really high. Maybe it was the gimmick.
No, I mean, you said it, but I mean, just because you said it doesn't mean I disagree.
Oh.
And... go back, ask Fritz, ask people. I mean, Emma's good.
Emma's really great. She caught a bad rap. I mean, I think, if anything, she should be more at the forefront, just, aesthetic, her look, because she's hot. and she can wrestle. But she's always, the thing that I don't like about her character is that she seems lackadaisical. You know, like it's almost as if her head's somewhere else.
It might not be a character. I don't know. She might be ditzy.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I bet if you do go back, I bet I've mentioned something about her.
Okay.
At least once.
All right.
But
and one other thing too. Did you watch the NXT? Did you watch the NXT panel?
I watched parts of it. It was kind of whatever. I like wrestling with my wrestling. I don't like Total Divas. I don't like these panels. Maybe if you put it on a podcast, that'd be cool. But these things get old, man.
Nathan actually shot me a text saying that Triple H said it's no longer a developmental.
Oh, well, there you fucking go.
I don't believe it for fuck. It's still developmental. It's just on the road. All those people are developing. They are developing. They're not on the main roster. They're down there to make it to the main roster one day. To say that that's going to be its own individual...
That doesn't mean that they're developing. That means they're waiting. They're just as... I would say Samoa Joe, Finn Balor... all these people are just as good as these people on the main roster. They're not developing anymore. They're just waiting.
Okay, so set aside the indie darlings, right? We're talking about the people who are just going in, who models, actors, people who want to take on wrestling.
No, well,
professional
I would
football
say
players.
Gable and Jordan are ready, and they're not these indie darlings.
Oh, they're
I would
not
say
ready.
Enzo and Kaz are very much ready. Carmella,
they're not ready.
Carmella is ready.
Well, I think
Emma has already shown that she's obviously ready. But
I think Enzo and Kaz is ready on a character based sense. I think the two of them, just like the New Day. No, you know the New Day right now? You talk about like the Attitude Era. I think the New Day right now, in terms of their character, is as much as Attitude Era than anybody on the roster right now. And I think Kaz and Enzo has that potential where it's like
that's exactly what my
point
was.
They don't even have to be in the ring.
If they have the potential to be like the New Day, I would say that they're at least ready for the main roster. If not competing with the New Day, I think that's a great face team to go against the New Day. So I would just say if you look down the roster right now, it's just as good. It really is, man. It really is. Just because you know that it is some sort of waiting system or developmental system you're the watcher. You're not the person putting the money at stake. That's for them to do, man. Like if it's a good product and it's a better product.
But that's not a way to discount the fact that I feel the certain way I do. I mean, I'm a viewer. And we do a podcast voicing our opinions.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, it's not a matter of me putting money in or not. I have my complaints about the NFL. I have my complaints about the NBA.
No, but I'm saying when you watch it, in the in-ring, the wrestling is just as good, if not better. So yeah, most definitely. I'd much rather watch. Yeah, I'd much rather watch. Let's think. I mean, I'd much rather watch. NXT what was on like Tyler Breeze wrestle than a filler like Big Show and Mark Henry wrestle.
But that wasn't really. It was a.
It's name value. So they have the name value.
What that was a. What the fuck would I call that? Because that wasn't really a match. It was something to advance the storyline, making Big Show look tough going in.
I know, but it's still a match, and it's probably took just as long.
But it was a what the fuck I want to use.
I'd much rather
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, everything helps progress the storyline, but I'm just saying, like, if you like compare like the experience, NXT is just as good, if not better, than Raw most of the time. And I mean, I would say Ring of Honor too. I'm not saying like a lot of things are better than Raw just because I'm saying NXT.
But you use a level of what's better. I don't see it that way. I see it in terms of what they're doing over here is what they're doing, and I don't watch ROH as if I'm watching Raw. And vice
I
versa.
don't either. But when I look back at my experience, I say I was happier. I enjoyed myself more when this shit was on. Mm-hmm. So that's it. That's why it would be. It's not like I'm watching saying yes, this is better than Raw. Constantly comparing it, but then after I look back at my weeks of wrestling,
are you comparing though? Aren't you comparing though?
When I just did now, but not while I'm watching. It's not like I'm sitting there saying which is better, but then when I think about it, just like when I have a Miller Lite and when I have a High Life, I'm not like taste by taste thinking in my brain. But
I am.
But whenever
I'm like, this is garbage. Give me that Miller Lite.
High Life all the way.
You know, but if you're a pale ale drinker, the best to you. Miller Lite is so much better. I'll say that. When it comes to my beer, that's great. Like, you know what? I will compare like hell. You could your artichoke L all day. That's great. If you think it's better, you beery elitist, go for it. But ain't nothing coming close to my Miller Lite, son. Nothing.
Well, I guess that's the thing. I guess how you feel about beer is how I feel like a little bit about wrestling. Just taste some preference.
No. How you feel about NXT? Now we could talk wrestling till the cows come home.
Why would we not be
But
comparing
when
the
I could talk about ROH, and you're indifferent. I could talk about New Japan, and you're indifferent.
No.
But if I talk about NXT, man, the Demon come out. Like the Demon K, they got shit on the Demon Jake.
It's not true. It's not the case.
You motherfucking.
I love New Japan. I would talk New Japan all day, man. That was some. I mean, I don't think that's true, man. I think like the reason why NXT would get compared to Raw is because it's under the same umbrella. So you would compare the two products.
I don't compare the two.
Well,
I just think I compartmentalize what NXT is.
Well, yeah, that's because you're thinking of it like a business. You're supposed to. I mean, I'm not a part of the business. I'm thinking about it like a viewer.
And at the same time, it doesn't give you much to invest in because the gimmicks down there. I mean, unless they just stay. I mean, if they say, "Hey, you know what?
You watch both shows.
This isn't about bringing these guys up. These guys. This you want to say the brand itself." Let's stop. If people stop talking about the idea of people getting to the main roster, or I can't wait till they get to the main roster, then you know what? I will let the whole developmental thing go.
I mean,
I'll let it go.
I'm saying that is an element that's cool about NXT is that they're still fighting. Where you got guys in WWE that have been there 10, 20 years at this point. You can maybe match by match, they probably don't give as many fucks as these people that are fighting for a job, which would make the product a little better.
Well, if you're calling the main roster complacent.
I am very much so.
Do you think the wrestlers themselves
I think a few of them.
Just like the NFL, you got guys that have been there. You know, they maybe hop from team to team. Maybe they've been with the team for a long time at a certain position. Like hell, are they going to let some young buck take their job?
I'm thinking,
right?
No, no. There's guys that have 5-10 year deals and they're in their late 30s. I don't think that
they still could get cut.
No, I think that they're very complacent. I don't think they're cutting Big Show, Mark Henry, Sheamus, Orton.
But they're going to have to move on at some point and make room
anytime soon. Yeah, but no, they'll just keep going up. Haven't you been watching? They just keep going up and down. I think that they're very complacent on the main roster.
And at the same time, there's a level of trust, too. And those guys, if you know the wrestling business as well, it's not the most trustworthy of businesses when you're dealing with your workers.
No doubt. But I'm just saying, like, as a viewer, you can. I mean, I'm not saying that they are purposely saying, let's cash in tonight. But I think, like, if you... Like, Randy Orton's been on probably hundreds and hundreds of Raws. Do you think, like, he was just like, let's make this Bo Dallas guy the man? No, he wasn't like that. It was a great match, but there is a level of complacency that you don't...
It wasn't a great match. It was riveting to see Randy Orton so worked up. He was the third member of the Hype Bros. That's what he was in that match.
I guess he was hyping up the bill. Well, we can get into
it. It was great. I was like, wow, this is some good... Randy's been that guy. He's been that pep rally guy over the past couple of months, I would say.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, we get in.
Well, I loved Raw too. I mean, with that said, like I normally think it's better, but I would say that Raw definitely will give NXT a run for its money this week.
Oh God!
No, I thought Raw was great though. Really,
I didn't think so.
I wrote down 8.5, but I'll drop it to an 8.3. But I'm saying 8.3, 8.5.
In my Raw recap, the first thing I even started off with, this is maybe like a good. Maybe 6 or 8 weeks ago, and there was a Raw that it was just a Raw. It was just like, boom, here's some matches, and we out. And it was just like, that's garbage. And it was sort of the same here, where it's just like, okay, there's these matches, you got this. It's so... if you want to dissect WWE, the actual letters in the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah.
If you try to describe to somebody why is it entertainment and not, wrestling? I mean, saying like, let's look at it. This episode was that to its umph degree, like to its infinite degree, that it was just more entertainment than it was actual wrestling. It felt like a show, and that's the thing. Like, it felt like a show with wrestling in it, rather than a wrestling show. That's what it felt like this week. And nothing got moved, nothing advanced. and my complaint, and just like everyone else's complaint, it was a shit sandwich.
Well, you don't think
the beginning was brilliant. The end I thought was good, but I think I would have enjoyed it better if I was there than watching it, because it's something about Mr. Kick, punch, slap, punch, kick, clothesline kick,
jackhammer,
that I just can't get by. I think he even does a suplex this time.
He did a jackhammer. He did
I zone out, and it's not like Bray Wyatt is the most technical of the two either.
Well, I mean, a good part of why I thought it was good, a big part of why I thought it was good, was the opening. It opened with a John Cena challenge with the New Day. But no promo, no 20-minute promo. I guess John Cena did cut a little promo, but I thought that was great. I love how they've been doing that for the last few weeks, and I think once they do a big promo to kick off Raw, that it's going to have more effect, and it's going to have the effect that they're probably trying to get with the years they were doing that every week.
Well, before we get to the actual opening segment, I want to talk about the actual shit in between the bread and the entertainment part, and this is the evaluation of Kane.
Oh, that was great. You didn't thought that was awesome?
I mean, it came off
building to what it built to.
Nah, I mean, I just, in my head, Seth Rollins used at that kind of, like, it was wacky. That kind of wacky, at that capacity, in this wacky thing, as your world champion, I just thought it just didn't add up. It didn't fit, because I mean, I look at Kane, and Kane had an amazing performance. But again, I'm not looking at a show. I mean, if I want to watch a show, like a show, I'll go turn on AMC, and I just go like, this is a little too wacky. It's like the entertainment part. Now, whatever happens this episode, it's just it's left to be. It's not like they're gonna follow this up the next Raw, and I just go, all right.
Wait, why don't you think? I think it's definitely gonna be a match of Night of Champions, world title match, Kane and Rollins. I think they advanced the storyline. I think they showed that Kane wants the belt. He lifted it up.
I know. You know who did that last time? Sting.
Okay, and that was a match. So I'm saying that this definitely progressed the storyline. He got stretchered, became a demon, and came out and attacked the world champion. It was fucking great.
So, yeah, it was all about Miss Ashley. Ashley, she was pretty cute, actually.
Yeah, the new Lana.
Do anybody know who she is? I didn't even go look up SE scoops or nothing. Normally they got, like,
I don't know
who extras are, I didn't look it up, but I was like, what's up, Ash? What's really good?
Ash, he might come out with the Demon King as Ash.
I know, right? I've been along with him all the time. Maybe that's Sister Abigail. But the evaluation, because someone sent an anonymous tip, and it was Seth Rollins. Obviously, he came in shucking and jiving, and he brought back the head of the statue, and dropping lines like, "Oh, it's your severed head."
Yeah, it was great. I thought that was awesome, and I thought
it's amazing what you can do with a flashlight and a shovel.
I thought Rollins did a good, for that to happen, there has to be that other side of it. I think Rollins did a great job, and I think Rollins always holds his own when it's time to wrestle in the main events and stuff. So I think that's where his character, and that's where his fans and that's what they want to see in him. And I think what they want to see in Kane is these storylines like that, and I think it helps each other out.
No, I want to see the Demon Kane in the ring. Demon King is like babyface to me. And I love that shit. And as long as he's been in the industry, he still can give really good matches depending on who's in the ring with. Actually, anybody who he's in the ring with, because his style set could just basically match anyone. If he plays the big hovering guy, the big demon, scary looking guy that takes a lot of big bumps and makes the babyface look good, the babyface makes him look good. It's like, hey, my favorite match by him, I remember that you remember that Chris Jericho Kane match not too long ago?
No.
It was like,
well, not too long ago.
I would say about a year and a half ago.
Oh no, I don't.
And it was like just an old school. It was almost like Big Show versus Sting. It was like this real basic old school kind of match. It looks like it was like a time warp.
Yeah, I mean, no,
it was brilliant.
I think Kane is good for what he does, but I mean, I think that he's definitely a character-driven package.
Yeah, but I don't know.
think
I felt like
Rollins
this
is a worker, like wrestler-driven package.
I felt like this segment was just a waste of my time. I felt that
Oh,
whole
when he
storyline.
fixed his knee, and then he walked. Oh, dude, that was fucking puts over the wall. He puts over every movement, no wasted movement. Kane was perfect. I can't wait for this match. And Hell in a Cell, his pay-per-view. Remember the first Hell in a Cell? That's got to be Kane. This is his pay-per-view, man. I'm stoked. I'm excited, man. I thought this was a great Raw.
Yin and the yang right here, buddy. Yin and the yang. We could actually curl up and we look like the yin and the yang on this. The views is, because I'm not negative Nancy. I just go there was nothing. I go, hey, that happened. That's all I can think. But again, that segment itself, whatever. I just didn't dig. I didn't dig it. But the opening,
I can dig it, sucker.
The opening, yes. The biggest pop of the night for me was just when he went out there and he gave out the open. By the way, wait for it, because I'm gonna put this in the post editing. Because now that Cena has the U.S. Championship, thus the return of the post production, you hear it. The John Cena U.S. Open Challenge. It is returned. I thought it was done. I honestly thought that
it was awesome.
Served its purpose. I mean, you're glad that it's back.
I'm glad it's back, and in the segment to kick off Raw, and in this great segment to kick off Raw, I would love a 20-30 minute match to build to a match, promo to build to a promo to build a match. This is all great, man. I don't know anyone who would change the channel on this shit. It had star power. It had stars from different eras. You were building stars.
What are you talking about? The segment or this whole show?
Oh, the first match.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Well, it wasn't as great as who we found out who was the person coming in to take.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The whole.
You hear the trombone. The trombone does the Cena.
Yeah.
It's just. I was like, whoa, the crowd went nuts. I swear to God, who would have thought a trombone would be the greatest gimmick? The greatest gimmick. And you got the megaphone, you got the tennis racket, you got the fucking, what else we got? Urn.
Yeah, the urn. There's tons of stuff along the way. I mean, like
tons and tons, the sledgehammer, tons and tons and tons of stuff.
Guitars and things like that.
The guitars, the bald eagle, Jack Swagger, but a fucking trombone. And last week, he did the Rusev theme. And this week he does the John Cena intro, and I popped like hell. The place went nuts. That's the only time the John Cena theme hits, and everyone is in unison for being happy.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then they mixed it up a little bit too, doing like new U.S. champ.
Yeah. When we get because we are going to be we are now the tag team champions.
Yeah, 3.
And now it's like we're going to be the U.S. champions. And when we get the U.S. championship, we're going to be like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Swimming in the gold. And he was like, it's a DuckTales reference, guys. I thought that was great. If we could sing the praises all day of the New Day, we can. We totally can.
Yeah,
but we
great.
must talk about the match. They do rock, paper, scissors. Xavier Wood gets his biggest match of his career.
He said Cena's about to be lost.
In the woods!
That was great, man. That was great.
Yes, that's the biggest career. This is the biggest match of his career.
And then it builds. And
I was so happy for him. I was so wait. Let's just talk about this because in my recap, I brought up the fact that when you talk about a guy like Xavier Wood is like he's like the thumb of the crew, right? Mm-hmm. He normally whenever he's in the tag team, they lose. He never really gets an opportunity to shine. He's more or less delegated to a valet. So when you look at this situation right here, which is like a opening segment, he's going up against a top guy in the world for a belt, even though it's a U.S. championship. He gets the belt. I was like, kudos. Kudos, man, to whoever that made the decision to put Woods in this. Yeah, because I'm not saying it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to him or will happen to him, but in terms of career and who he's faced and how where he's been slotted, this is possibly the biggest moment the biggest moment in his career so far. He has a long way to go. And he fucking did great. And I was just like, it's Xavier Wood. It's Xavier Wood. He's in this position. I couldn't get over the fact that it's like, this is Xavier Wood in this really high profile moment.
But I don't think I think he lived up to it. I think it was amazing how it started out with just like that big clothesline. Xavier Woods rolls out to the ring, says he wasn't ready.
And yeah, like
it was perfect.
What's his name? Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. That was the play, and I just thought that was great.
I didn't catch that. I just thought,
Kevin Hart reference.
Way, yeah, and then Kofi on the apron, they both get kicked out, but then they end up saving him from tapping out. I just thought it was a great heel move. And then Team 3D come out to like make the numbers game, and it's a 6-man tag.
Yeah, and
that 6-man tag. I mean, think about it. That could have been, wasn't that the main event last week or something, or like something like that.
You had Kofi Big E with Rusev.
Oh, okay, yeah,
but not Xavier Woods. And like, yeah, Kane during the break, sets this match. It's sad that it ended in a DQ, but it was great that it ended in a DQ. Because it's like it follows the storyline of as much with the Cena Open Challenge. I think a good 70 to 80% of all of those matches has ended in a DQ.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know percentages, but yeah, you got the Neville one right, I think, and then
I think the only person that's actually gone down in flames is Stardust.
Or Sami Zayn, though, didn't he go down or?
Did he go down in flames? He did go down in flames.
Yeah, there's a few, but I love this Open because it all of a sudden, it's like, I mean, I've said it 1,000 times, it's a great way to bring Cena down with not, giving him, I guess he did, was in the world title picture for a little bit, but it's a good way to keep him down while you're doing other things, So he doesn't always have to be in the world title shot.
Well, fuck that. He just beat the world champion twice. I don't care if it was for the belt. He's the number one contender of all contenders.
Well, yeah, but like that way you can always put him in as needed. But this is a good thing to keep him at bay.
But how dare they give him 2 clean wins? Right? 2 clean motherfucking wins. I mean, it's undeniable that he's supposed to be
on Saturday.
Oh no, it is for the belt.
Yeah.
I know, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you setting this up for complete failure if you're trying to run with this guy as the legitimacy of that belt, if he loses this Saturday, is gone.
I just thought of this. I mean, John Cena isn't really doing anything for Hell in a Cell. So Kane might pull him under. John Cena might win the belt. Rollins beats both of them at Hell in a Cell.
Another 3? What's up with these 3?
They don't have anything to do with Cena, and they got to do that. They could do the gimmick where he breaks the ring again.
Yeah, the only thing that stood out in this match though was, I guess, did you know the name of that fucking tackle that when Big E sends the tackle through the ropes off the apron?
No.
It's called collateral damage. I never knew the name of it. Michael Cole had to. No, I think it was JBL. There's collateral damage. But like that's it. Other than the fact that even in the Open Challenge, I was like, man, he hit eat defeat. I was like, oh shit, he hit defeat. But like what Kofi hits
he like runs up on Bully Ray or Bubba Ray Dudley, sorry, and.
Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah, sneaks one over
as whatchamacallit holds the leg of Bubba Woods holds the leg of Bubba. Hits a Trouble in Paradise on Divine 1-2-3 pin. Something else that I noticed about this match, go back to the Open Challenge, is even though JBL is the heel commentator in that situation, he always roots for Cena. Always, it's always Cena, right? It's weird.
I mean, when Cena was winning his first world titles, it was against JBL. So I mean, maybe there's that respect there.
No, I mean, but that's anybody. Like even when you had heel Cole, he never talked bad about John Cena.
Oh, Cena. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but JBL was all about Woods that entire match. Like you could go back last week and let's watch anytime John Cena's anything. Oh, JBL's like, John Cena's the guy, John Cena. But he was just like, Woods, which I thought, I don't know if you noticed that at all. You didn't notice that? It was a change. It blew my mind.
Yeah. And then we go.
But New Day gets to win. I was happy that they got to win. The champions, the tag team champions, got to win.
Great way to kick off Raw. And then we have the Authority. We have Dean Ambrose talking to Roman Reigns. And we have Big Show versus Mark Henry. It was an alright match for what it was. You know, they're really trying to push the Big Show to get over for Saturday. You know,
you can't see this on Stitcher or SoundCloud. You can't see this on iTunes. But I got 2 birds.
He's got 2 birds for you.
2 birds for you. The way that they're fucking with Mark Henry is some old bullshit. And I'll let it go. Each week they do that shit with him, I'm going to flick him the fucking bird. I'm going to flick all of them the bird.
But they got to heat up Big Show. I thought it was great how Big Show yelled.
They could have got someone else in there, though.
That's true. But, I mean, they got to, I don't know, they got to push him. I don't know, really.
I can't feel bad for fucking Mark Henry.
I think Big Show's really been stepping up, though, in the last few weeks. I know I said the thing about getting complacent, but I think Big Show was complacent for a number of years, but now I do think that this is a revitalization since they brought him back from getting the please retire chants and everything. I love how he shuts the crowd up now, yelling at him. He said, you shut me up. You make me retire. Yeah. I think he said, shut your mouth up or I'll come down there and slap you in the damn face.
He called a fat boy, too. Called him a fat dude.
I love that shit.
Said, sit your fat ass down. But, now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I'm always on the side of the Big Show. You be like, people want to give Big Show some shit. And I go, the guy delivers. He always delivers. In my eyes, I go, it sucks that he'll never be in a situation where he can be considered a special thing. He hasn't put himself in that position. WWE hasn't put him in that position. I'm just like, well,
I think it's because he's like old reliable, you know.
Yeah,
they've showed, you know, the second Big Show segment kind of like they showed the vignette of Brock and Big Show and everything. And I thought that was a great way to build to the Saturday main event. And then he comes out and interrupts the Heyman promo, scares Heyman off. I think as good of a job as they can.
And that Heyman promo was like, you talk about complacent. They ain't even need to do that. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
I think they need to get Big Show out there and have him scare Heyman off is that little tension they could do. But I'm excited for this match on Saturday.
Well, you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, Brock destroyed Big Show
with a chair. Just beat the living shit out.
That's most definitely what's going to happen. But
again,
maybe a little bit more of a match, just because it's the main event. But yeah, it's going to be Brock versus Taker is the next. You think
it's going to be last?
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's going to be last. I think it's going to be before. I think Cena's going to close out the show. It's a house show, so I think Cena's going to close it out.
Oh, but it's on the network and everything, you know. It's supposed
Here we go again.
It's like the Brock Hell tour that they're
promoting. Yeah, well, it was a house show. But and you know, I remember how that ended.
The Beast in the East special that he was in the main event there too.
Yeah, it was like it was like an 8-man tag.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. Either way, I'm excited for the match.
Now, because here's the thing, it's a Hell in a Cell match. Not Hell in a Cell is a steel cage match. So
the Cena match.
Yeah, so it'd be a shame to have to lift it back up.
Well, I think in like house shows and stuff they don't do that. They just set it up. So I guess that'll prove, is it a house show? Will the cage be lowered or will they bring it out and Charles Robinson set it up? He's still part of the takedown crew. Big ups to Little Nate.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, by the way, I'm just saying, I can't feel sorry for Big Show because he's sitting pretty. I mean, they cut him a good check. He has stability. He has a 401k. But but right now he's getting a KO 4. You know, he gets knocked out, and I just go like, man, you know, since the salmon suit, you know, we just haven't seen Big Henry in a winning capacity at all. I mean, they fed him to Roman Reigns. He's been knocked out several times by the Big Show. Rusev's kicked his ass. I just go like, man, is there ever going to be a moment where he does it? Is there a turn, or is this the way he's going to go out? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, as guys get older, you got to put over the newer talent. I mean, Brock Lesnar's been there for a while now, but he's still newer than Big Show. That's just what you're going to have to do. I think it's a great way to use Big Show, unfortunately, for Big Show. But
well, I'm talking about Mark Henry.
Oh, well.
I was saying Mark Henry. He hasn't made the turn since the salmon suit and then Survivor Series. It all went to shit.
And the salmon suit. I mean, that was a big deal.
And then the Survivor Series, he went
I think he's not a guy that's going to complain. So I think
injury too. I mean, he's injury prone right now.
I think he's just chilling. I think this is how old he is.
He's my hero, though.
I think in the new video game, you can be Mark Henry and you can be young Mark Henry, and it even just says young Mark Henry.
Oh.
Yeah. So he might be just waving goodbye.
Oh. That's a shame, because I think a guy like that could be used. I mean, he's used to be like, okay, you're badass. Someone's going to get your ass kicked, right? And then he's just like, well, he's a credible win. He's a credible win.
3-6. Yeah.
He's a credible win, and I don't like that. Like Cesaro's a credible win.
Maybe he could.
Who's been off TV for a while now?
What do you think? Maybe like to help, like, or maybe to just add a little to help, like the younger guys, like they can use these guys that they're not really pushing and put them on NXT and have them like, beat a Corbin instead of lose to a Big Show. Do you think that would?
No, you don't want to do that to Corbin quite yet, though. I mean, give the kid a chance. I'm just saying,
a feud with Corbin, feud with Rhino.
You can go snatch it. Nah, don't bring up the kids from NXT to get squashed. Just get a credible win. Like, who is, I would just say not, because you can't just roll out Fandango. Like, you can't just roll out Zack Ryder. I mean, the only credible win, guys.
Those Kane vignettes when they were showing Zack Ryder.
Bring back Kozlov. Like just get what you call it, big Indian dude.
Greg Holly, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. He didn't even get a proper send off. Just send someone. Hire Drew Galloway again. I mean, like, just get him out there. Like, but Mark Henry, I just think he should be utilized better than to be someone's good win or to put out somebody. Unless you're just going to turn him straight up face and just have him at some point turn it around to where you're not necessarily the Hall of Pain, but you're not necessarily USA Mark Henry either. I hate USA Henry. Hate it.
Well, I mean,
he's been an afterthought.
Maybe him versus Owens you could do for the IC belt.
That would be fun. I would feed him to Owens.
Yeah, I mean, you already done Rusev, you already done Ryback, you already done Big Show. I mean, that's the thing. He's been around so long. He's wrestled everybody.
And let this, and I can see a storyline.
You already done Bo,
the savvy veteran against the ambitious upstart. So where Mark Henry himself can outsmart him, like do the veteran stuff, that could work. I would like something like that. Like, you think you tough? Like, I love when Mark Henry like punks down a motherfucker. Like, you don't get enough punking down shit. But we talked a lot about that. I apologize, but this is just my love for Mark Henry. Okay,
don't apologize for your love for Mark Henry.
Back to the entertainment.
Department. Ms. TV.
It wasn't even Miss TV.
Yeah, Becky threw the mic.
Man, she went all feminist and shit on him. I hate that shit.
I mean, come on, they got to pull from the angle they're going to draw the demo from.
Fuck that feminist crap in wrestling. Like, what she calls him, a chauvinist? He's like, because you were like a chauvinist pig. It's like, what use is that? Like, talk shit to him. When you're not running.
Do you want to see Becky versus Miz?
He's not running for office here, He's just a guy who's a jerk. So, like, call him out and make him look silly. Don't try to pull some feminist name calling shit. It's just, I'm surprised you didn't yell rape or something. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's serious. I'm dead serious. And, like, it seems like she's the one that's doing it too. Like, whatchamacallit doesn't do that. Paige pulls shit like that. Charlotte doesn't pull shit like that. Banks ain't got time for shit like that.
I don't know. I mean, I think, I don't know. I mean, the Bellas come out, and they really kind of make it about them. Then Paige comes out separate, but they still do Team PCB versus the Bellas.
Charlotte looked like an idiot out there.
You think so?
That stupid vanilla promo.
Oh, well, yeah.
That was dumb. Really? That's what you got? Creative. That's what you got for your fucking Divas champion. Like, vanilla. Like, she sounds like a placeholder. She actually sounds like a placeholder.
I mean, the Flair name got it. I mean, she's really good in NXT, so she pushed herself. I mean,
I'm talking about at the capacity of talent that talent has given her. Her to cut that kind of bullshit vanilla promo was a waste of her. It was a total waste. And it makes her sound like what Paige says, a placeholder. It's sad. I don't want to see her. I don't want to admit that she's a placeholder. I'm a Flair fan.
What do you think about Paige dipping on him? Natty coming out, her beating up Natty, like
she's still part of PCB.
You still think so? That's not full heel?
She hasn't yet hit Charlotte or Becky. She's been knocking up fucking Natty. It's called inner turmoil. They got a little rough patch going on with their little unit, and this happens. It happens.
Are you stoked for Paige versus Natty though? That's gonna be some good matches.
Well, Paige is. Well, I mean, Paige is going over.
Still great matches,
Very much like Mark Henry. I think the capacity of Natty. I think she could be great. I think she could be the queen bee of the Divas division. She could be. She's a great wrestler. I think she has a great IQ for the ring, and she has a good look. But for some reason, they put her as a capacity as a jabroni. Even when they were like the Divas of Destruction, both her and Beth Phoenix, they made them look like fucking jabronis all the time. And then when Beth Phoenix left, and then they gave her a farting gimmick. Like, come on, I mean, like, seriously. And now, rather than Paige whip up on, like, Charlotte Flair or whip up on fucking Becky Lynch, or hell, even whip up on somebody from, like, Team Bad or, Team Bella, she's fucking with Natty.
Well, Paige versus Natty, come on.
Who's playing the... she's playing the...
I think, like, the motherly role.
Yeah, like the mediator between the two. She's not asking to get her ass handed to her. She's like, you should act better, Paige. And like it's a clusterfuck. I don't know. You got this awesome champ who's acting like a placeholder. You got this veteran who's getting used improperly. You got Paige just not being a heel. She's just being a brat. It's like, what the fuck? And where the fuck is Team Bad at? And the Naked Bella should still have the belt.
Oh, well, they're training for the Iron Woman match.
We're getting Naomi out there or something.
I mean, I thought this was it was there to showcase the women's. I thought it did progress the storyline with the tension with Paige. Now, I mean, Natty, like I said, I'm excited for Natty versus Paige. I know Natty versus Flair is a great match already. Like, having Natty back in the Divas division helps out a shit ton.
Divas Revolution is shit. The only thing I would say about this right here is that outside of Charlotte's vanilla, you can package that up and sell that at Walmart. Vanilla, the extract, you can just put Charlotte Flair's face on that motherfucker. Paige comes in and she basically rehashes the pipe bomb. She's trying to apologize back. She just rehashes things. Bad apology. She calls what's called irrelevant again. Calls what's called Charlotte a placeholder. Same thing. But when Nikki Bella was talking, the line of the night. I will give this part of this segment credit. When she turns to Charlotte, it's like, this is your teammate. With friends like those, I hate to see your enemies. And Paige comes back with a great comeback, a great line. With boyfriends like the two of you, who needs ambition? That's what she says. And that's when the brawl ensues. And I was almost, damn it, I was thinking something else, but we get a, PCB stands tall, right? In that brawl. They're still a unit.
No, they lost the match.
No, but like I'm talking about the segment going into the match.
Oh yeah, but I mean now you don't.
No, I was just rewinding.
I don't think. But she dipped. Yeah, they.
Kane booked it during HR evaluation.
No, I think. What do you mean?
When they came back from break, Kane sanctioned this match.
Well, he did the 6-man tag too.
Yeah, I know, but he wasn't going through HR evaluation. Oh, yeah. I just feel like, and then they had to like backtrack on it. It's just like, oh yeah, so Kane is still going through like HR evaluation. And I was like, fuck, could they just send Stephanie McMahon out there? Just say, hey, since Kane is like busy with HR evaluation.
Well, I know, like they said, you said Paige did, but at the end of it, she dipped on her teammates. That's what I was saying. We had already, stated that. What did you think about that?
Still no heel turn. Because it was a classic bump. It was a classic, indirect bump. Nikki Bella pushes Charlotte into Paige. She doesn't fall off the ring. She just gets
she jumps down.
Yeah, she jumps. She actually climbs down, and she's like, "Fuck this." But it's a classic scenario of indirect contact, which leads to the distraction of the rack attack. I'm glad Nikki got the win. Team Nikki. With
the distraction rack attack.
And she fucked up. She fucked up Natty more than she fucked up Natty.
I mean, we already talked about what they did with Mark Henry and everything. But I mean, former tag champs, primetime players get destroyed here by Braun. I'm not even gonna mention Luke Harper. Braun just chokes out Titus, and that was pretty much it.
I lost my feed watching live.
Yeah.
Right. I saw the primetime players intro. I saw Harper and Strowman. And then Sky Sports just goes out. Just goes out. It comes back, and Titus is just hemmed up.
That's pretty much it, though. Yeah. That's like all that happened. Like, I mean, you mentioned that they've been doing this to Mark Henry. Now they started doing it with primetime players.
Well, fuck the primetime players.
I mean,
fuck
O'Neal's great.
O'Neal can be great,
and Young can hold his own in the tag team.
Can be even greater. But
O'Neal's better than Young. I think O'Neal's better than Young.
As a tag team, as they were booked when they were champions, they were jabronis, and it hurt them because they could have booked them stronger. As they could have their little fun gimmick, but they were too gimmicky as champions, and I think that did them a world of damage because they weren't relevant. And just like Paige, they were placeholders.
Oh, you mean Flair?
Flair. Well, Paige said it about Flair.
Oh, yeah. And then we go into a Neville versus Stardust for the 1,000th time. But, I mean, they kept it short.
I thought it was going to be a blow-off. I thought it was going to be it. I thought it was like, hey, we get to finally put it into this crap. No. But I didn't see Cosmic Wasteland out there. It wasn't Cosmic Wasteland. And I was like, uh-oh. Something screwy is going to happen. This is just a little too clean of a presentation right now.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I didn't think much of it. But then, Stardust jumps off the, tries to do a springboard to Neville. Neville answers with a dropkick. Goes up to try to do the Red Arrow. And then Barrett comes out and attacks both of them. I mean, yeah, he does have reason to attack both of them from, SummerSlam. The Monday after SummerSlam. Yeah. So, I mean, that's...
But he has more beef with Stardust. I mean, Stardust pushes Neville into the bullhammer, but his direct target. But now, what? And it's not only Barrett, it's King Barrett.
Still.
Oh, man. I was like, fuck. All hail the King. Oh, man. And I thought he was actually going to cut a promo.
All hail return of the King.
Deflate. I was waiting. The guy could talk. I thought he was going to talk some shit. And then that's all we got. And I was like,
well, are you excited for Stardust versus Barrett? I think that's going to be a good match. I mean, we already saw what
No.
Really? Barrett and Stardust? No. That's going to be great, dude.
I'm not. I don't care. I mean, it's...
The 3-ways they're going to have?
That is superstars caliber matchup. They're irrelevant. I mean, I like Cosmic Wasteland. I love Stardust. But Barrett is booked like a jabroni. He's still a jabroni. Jabroni Barrett. How about that? Replace King with jabroni. Jabarrett. That's Jabarrett. And now we have this clusterfuck of another 3-way. And it's like, what capacity is this going to do any good to any of these guys? To any of them. What is... If Barrett comes out with a win, what does that do for him? If Stardust comes out and win over these guys, what is it going to do? What if Neville comes out? He doesn't come out looking good. If he comes out the victor over the both of them, you're just like, thank God, get him the fuck out of here. He's better than this.
Yeah.
And get him to the big show.
I don't know. I think this is going to be a great feud. I mean, it's probably not the best thing they could do, but I think it's going to be good when they're doing it. I think it's 3-way matches all day between these guys. I'm ready. And then next up we have the Bray promo, and then we have Bo Dallas shit talking the Buffalo Bills.
You know what? They don't do that enough.
What, have Bo shit talk the Buffalo Bills?
Every city you're in, and they've kind of gotten away from it recently.
They cut to like Philadelphia Eagles or like
they don't talk shit about the cities
the
anymore.
Orioles or something like that.
They should walk into every city, call it a dump, right? And whatever professional team that's there or whatever college team that's there, like they go to fucking Kentucky, like talk shit about the Wildcats. If I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't do it enough. Like, and when Bo Dallas shot on the Bills, and I think next to, say, the Packers, say the Steelers, we talk about a sensitive group of fucking football fans. Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
It's the Buffalo fucking Bills fan base. I'm surprised someone didn't rush the ring.
Well, and then they were all there, like a whole row of them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Randy comes out, eggs them on. They're all yelling at Randy, which I thought that was kind of awesome. Randy wins with an RKO.
Pep rally.
I thought this was a great use of Randy right here and of Bo. I thought this was awesome, like you were saying. I thought this
Pep rally Orton. Pep rally Pep. I can't even talk, guys. Pep rally Randy. That's who he is to me now. Pep rally Randy. And I have another one. I have it's a Peterism.
Let's hear it.
The Cesaro roll up. That is the greatest move in wrestling right now. The Cesaro roll up.
You mean the move I told you about?
Well, the move that I saw. That fucking, like, we've talked about this last week. About how efficient of a fucking roll. It's like the perfect plex. It's like the next generation of the perfect plex. I call it the Cesaro roll up. Where he hooks the one leg, hooks one arm with the leg, and then he puts the other arm behind.
You're explaining what I've explained. I was the first guy to mention it.
But I'm just calling it a name.
You watched it.
I'm giving it a name. The Cesaro roll up.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's like the next. It's like the next perfect plex.
Sort of. You mean just the fisherman suplex?
Yeah, but it's all a joke now. But when Perfect was using that shit, it got mad heat on me. I was like, you can kick out of that crap. As a kid, I was pissed at that move. But this is our roll up. I'm just saying. But here you have Pep Rally Randy.
Did he do this Cesaro roll up?
He wasn't even on the show today.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you just mentioned it out of nowhere.
No, I mean, as a Peterism.
Oh, okay.
My Peterism is Pep Rally Randy and Cesaro roll up.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I thought it was great how, like, I mean, they're not really using Randy. Or they're kind of teasing that he'll help Dean and Roman.
It was like the live. I always say this is the live match of the night. It was good. I mean, other than say the main event, but that crowd was whipped up, just whipped up in a fury. He brought Bo Dallas over to the guy. I thought one was gonna get a lick in too. Did you get that? Did you think that? At some point?
I thought they were gonna do something with him more than they did, but he was just hyping him up, and that's
because I think Randy even thought about it. I saw him stand there. And he thought about it. It's like, let one of these guys get a lick in. It would have been awesome. But he sort of, you see him just mid-thought, just, you know what, I'm just going to do this move and drop him on the apron. But, man, that would have been awesome. Because
I don't think he wanted, I don't know if he was going to set Bo up like that, just shoot punches from NFL athletes.
That would have been great, though. That would have been awesome.
Some ECW type violence. Yeah. You just see like a bunch of NFL guys rock.
Well, just a good punch, a noogie or something. It's like, give him a noogie. Like that, just something. Just set him up somehow to get like one of the Bills' hands on him. You know? Like that's home crowd shit. That's live show shit, especially in Buffalo. But RKO gets the win. Beautiful RKO, too.
Yeah. Rusev versus Owens. They immediately Owens just throws Rusev into Ryback, and then they just start beating the shit out of Ryback. I love these guys as a team. This is one of the reasons I thought it was such a great show. I want to see these guys team up again and more often, and I guess I'm going to see that with Ziggler, Ryback.
But Owens always fucks over Rusev. Like, the guy's an idiot. Rusev is an idiot.
Why do you think Rusev's an idiot?
Because, like, it's already been, like, 3 times that he's fucked Rusev. He just fucked him.
Why,
right?
pushing him into?
No, as in like leaving him out to get destroyed by 3 dudes and twice. Like, you know, like fuck you, I'm out. Like, you're right. They got this match because like Owens is a jerk, and then all of a sudden, Owens just kind of outwits him. He's like, hey, let's gang up on him. And Rusev's like, Okay. It's like this motherfucker has the memory of a fucking peanut.
Yeah, I mean he is Russian.
He's the brute. Oh, that's racist. He's the brute. He's a Bulgarian brute. He doesn't have time to think logically. It's just like it was almost like a what do you call it? The Jedi mind trick. It was almost like we're gonna tag up and beat his ass, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, I was just saying like like in the writing. I wasn't saying like Russian people are. I've never met a Russian person.
Russian racist right here, buddy.
Oh, whatever, man.
Right. And Ziggler comes out for the save. And then I swear to God, I thought we were gonna get another impromptu tag match. Really thought
the third of the night. That'd been crazy. But I guess we're gonna have to wait to Hell in the Cell.
I'd be like, fuck that. And this
that's what's gonna happen.
And this is just a clusterfuck. Nothing comes out of it. Nothing came out of this. Nothing. If anything, it just.
You don't think that's gonna be a tag match at Hell in the Cell?
Why do I care to see a tag match between these people?
What?
I got Owens, who is a new Intercontinental Champion, right? I want him in a storyline where a babyface is going after his belt and him just being like an asshole. Rusev, I want him to finish.
This might be a way to end that feud they're doing, or put it on hold, and maybe do Owens versus Ziggler for an Intercontinental title match.
Move the needle somehow, because right now we still got Rusev, Ziggler, and the Lana, and the whole. Whatever happened to that?
I mean, it's all going to happen in the match, I think.
This is why this show was so lackluster to me, because it didn't. Wait,
look, you didn't even give it a rating this week, man.
A rating
or a grade? We've been doing that for
F minus. Because you look at you're trying to push this PCB feud, but Natty's in the way. So now what? Right?
Oh,
you're trying
Natty
to get
versus Paige, Natty versus Charlotte.
No.
Natty versus Nikki.
No, right now it's Natty Paige, but right now Paige has an issue with Flair and Lynch, and that can't even get anywhere because all of a sudden Natty's in the mix. And you look at Stardust and Neville and now Barrett. Who's to come out on this? And you look at the primetime players in a match. Okay, I get that. That was a squash match.
Yeah.
To get Braun over, but then so are they gonna now move forward as a tag team? Are they a threat? Strowman and Harper. This is their first time.
No, I mean they're always they're still in the same faction.
Will they be Braun a contender to the tag match? Was this an introduction? Was this an introduction to them in the tag team division?
I do not think so. I think it was just a way to put over Braun. These are guys that you've had on the TV, former tag champs.
They should be in the tag team division for the belt. Whoever comes out against the New Day and Bully and Bubba, the Strowman and Harper should be sitting there.
I mean, remember when you were you didn't like the Dudley Boys came back or whatever? Like I mentioned that.
I didn't say I didn't like the.
You said you were getting tired of it or whatever.
No. I was asking a question.
Speaking negatively towards it. I'm saying once the New Day brought the tag belts up, and I do think that if the Dudley Boys do win, I do think that brings the tag team belts up, and then they can wrestle like a Roman and Dean. I do think they can wrestle these Wyatt family. I mentioned that like a few weeks ago.
Okay, don't get it twisted there, Jake. I was asking the question that with the Dudley Boys back, does it take away from the youth movement? That was my only thing.
No. It would be just like John Cena's U.S. Challenge or whatever, the older guys putting over the younger guys. That is with the youth movement, especially if, I mean, my eyes, you shouldn't have New Day lose at all, but if you do that, then you can have these heel tag teams like Braun and Harper wrestle.
Well, they look like
Dudley
a legit
Boys.
Tag team, though. They look like a serious threat to the tag belt.
Oh, and if Wyatt family is awesome.
And at this capacity, and I felt like I really hope so. Because to me, it was just a squash match. But I only hope it was their introduction into the tag team division. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think
if that's
so,
the case,
I think Braun,
I'm happy.
I think they introduced Braun. I think they want to push Braun. I think they can get one big match out of him and Roman or him and Cena before they put him in a tag match.
Oh no! Start him in a tag team. Are you? Start him in a tag team.
No, you want that mystery. You want the mystery. You want the mysterious Braun versus in the U.S. title.
Well, he would just sit out on the apron as Harper was the workhorse. He gets in, chokes the person out. That's the match.
I mean, Harper needs to be for IC title feuds. He needs to be doing his own thing. I think Harper needs to be going.
Well, Harper needs to do a lot of things, but he's mid card. He's He's right there with Cesaro. He's right there with Ziggler. He's right there with all those guys. You can't really.
The only thing I would like,
he loses matches all the time.
I think they could wrestle the Dudleys, but I think that would be the only feud I really would want to see him in the tag division. I wouldn't want to see another New Day or another Primetime Players match.
The only thing that I feel that is wrong, that you are wrong on. And it's not a lot because I'm not the person to say that you're wrong. You got your opinion. You're wrong about NXT being great. You're wrong about not being a Nikki Bella fan. And you're absolutely wrong. That was just me joking around. But you're absolutely wrong with the idea of Braun Strowman in a tag team to start to sort of get him in there. Start him in that tag. You better, because he's green as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Goose shit. And you could hide a lot. Harper could hide a lot of that.
He did a lot with Rowan and everything like that. But I think with the size of Braun and everything, I think you need to have him. You need to get that money from him real quick.
No, because you want it. No. You want to develop this guy into the fact to where whenever he gets to that point where he could be fed and he got that heel heat, that's when the money comes. So you might as well just say Kaz and Big Kaz. He needs to go ahead and feed him to someone right now.
No, because he's part of the character group. They've used this guy as a serious thing. And if you watch, the big guys slowly become idiots or comic characters, just like we saw with Rusev and everything. I think that the WWE could use him best as pushing the Giant to the top right away. Just like, how like the Great Khali, I mean, he was in a world title feud with Cena right away, but then he kind of just dwindled all down, which I think is what's going to happen with Braun. I don't see a lot. I like the character. I like what they're doing with him. I like how he's in with this faction and everything, but I don't see a lot of. I don't see like a big career for him.
I do. I absolutely. I think Vince.
I mean, I hope the world for the guy personally.
I think Vince and Triple H are really high on this guy, and you just take the weightlifting part.
Oh, I do. I think that they're high on him, but I don't think they're going to be right.
They're gonna use that guy at a capacity for a while. I really believe that he's gonna be someone that sticks around. And if you start him off in this tag team, let Harper get the workhorse shit on, him just do the big moves, get the choke out. I think the kid has a future continuously.
Yeah.
If I were to say one person is going to replace like the character of say like Mark Henry, who's on the way out, is Braun Strowman, world's strongest man. He won a strongman competition.
Oh, Braun did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He won the Arnold Schwarzenegger strongman competition. So he could be the next world's strongest man capacity guy. He could get over as a baby face. He could get over as a heel. You could use this guy in so many different capacities. It just got to develop him. And
maybe they could do like with Flair did with AJ and TNA. They could just have like Mark Henry like coach this guy, and then eventually he pulls like a bus.
Well, he has to be in the Wyatts for a while, and he has to turn on Bray because at some point Bray's gonna get meaner and meaner towards him because he's like a big dumb oof. To him.
For sure.
He's the muscle. You're just a muscle. Shut up. And then we'll just start rooting for Strowman.
But you don't think they could...
Like we did Sandown.
You don't think they could do a Roman versus him feud at first, and then like in a big match capacity, him choke out Roman would even help this off the bat?
Well, how about this?
Or Cena?
It's about time for Bray Wyatt to sort of get back into the title picture at some point. Get there. And I can see Strowman as more of his muscle to sort of intimidate whoever the hell has the belt.
What if Kane wins the belt? Then Kane versus
No, don't
Wyatt?
talk that nonsense.
Kane versus Wyatt for the
stop
world title?
Stop that nonsense. Just stop
That'd be great.
Cut it off at the pass. Let's just say Seth Rollins, or let's just say even Brock Lesnar at some point. I think when whoever has this belt, who has that world belt, if you had Braun Strowman as your boy, he was like your heavy, wouldn't you be like, well, fuck, I got this guy. I'm coming for the big gold. Immediately.
But do you think that would work with with Rollins? I mean, they've put.
Yes.
They did Sting. They did Kane. Do you think the next scary guy is going to be Wyatt?
Well, I would like for it to make more sense because if you got Brock now at a capacity that he is now, because he's in there, special guy, but he's going to work more than he did last year. He's going to get a lot of work in. If Brock gets that belt back, I think it could be a pretty good main event for a good pay-per-view. Bray with Braun in his corner versus Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. And Brock is not invincible in his, because you got Kane kicking his ass with Seth Rollins and J&J. I mean, imagine
whatever happened to J&J. They need to come back.
They still fucked up. they still fucked up. Brock fucked them up. They should never come back. Like, they should come back next Russell. They should somehow enter the Royal Rumble.
I don't know. They were great, man. That was my favorite part of Raw.
They should enter the Royal Rumble as one guy.
That'd be great. Weren't they in the Rumble last year?
No.
No?
Like, if they came out as one dude, I would pop.
Dude.
But you see what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah. I forgot about J&J for a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, you about to... So, where the fuck are we?
Well, then we go into the main event. I think we talked about everything else. We talked about...
Oh, yeah, by the way, okay.
Heyman promo and everything.
Yeah, we find out that SummerSlam will return to Brooklyn.
Nice.
That's the big announcement also in terms of future bookings.
I think that's awesome.
They're back in Brooklyn. They're going to do it again, the NXT TakeOver, SummerSlam, and
Raw
after.
That's great.
Next year. I think for the next 2 years.
Well, because if you think about it, like...
I'm going.
Dude.
I'm taking the Chinatown bus. I'm going the fuck up.
$50, yeah. And then especially if maybe Ring of Honor is smart enough to do a Thursday show instead of that Friday show.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
They're all competitors,
Well, yeah, but I think Ring of Honor has that really hardcore fan base that if they even push it to a Wednesday, even I think that
unless they pull a fucking rabbit out of their head again, NXT,
and then have like NXT all week long,
it'd be like Okada, faces Tyler Breeze, yeah, like that's the thing. Like when you're the muscle that WWE is, and if you're ROH and you got your hardcore,
it was nothing for them to get Liger, and that was nuts. That is a strong arming a hoe right there.
Mm-hmm. They just go get, and right now they got Kenta, they got what's her name, Osaka. They could bring in another Japanese person, and like there's been talks about, and Okada's like, I would never go to the WWE.
Yeah, I heard that. Or not interested in it, or whatever he said.
When they flashed that, you the Rainmaker.
Well, he's 24. I think at 28.
You really want to make it rain? You signing that fucking WWE check?
Don't do it, Okada.
I say do it, man. I say do it. Why the fuck not? That's awesome. That would be awesome for him.
I just think I don't know. I think
you're talking about stock going up. You're talking about stock going up. He just shows up for a one and done, and goes over goes over on somebody.
Yeah.
His fucking. I can see Ghetto just going. We can actually. We can up our price now.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the sweet nectar, man. But they'll fuck around and go get Tanahashi.
Yeah, I could see him going to WWE.
No, not for one and done. For NXT.
Yeah, especially for an NXT thing like that. That's what I was...
They got the connection now. You got Kenta. You got this girl over there. They could pull someone else. I mean...
Well, that was all Japan stuff, so maybe a Muta, maybe, or... and I know, because Ring of Honor is apparently strengthening their agreement with... New Japan.
You don't strengthen your agreement with New Japan. You don't strengthen your agreement with the WWE. You hop aboard, baby. You get on now. Say, hey, can we bring Nikki Bella to Japan?
I think Ring of Honor is pretty much like. Didn't Okada? They came back. This like coming up in Chicago if it hasn't already happened.
It's happened.
Yeah. So they wrestled on the TV. So, they've come back 3 or 4 times this year. I think Ring of Honor is pretty much a glorified, like, New Japan America.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah,
so, because that's, like, really, like, that does every time bring it to that next level.
And New Japan is, like, a glorified ROH Japan.
No.
Vice versa. I mean, to a certain extent.
No,
because those guys.
Ring of Honor's never done arenas.
The Kingdom.
Ring of Honor's never done arenas.
Roppongi Vice.
Well, no, Roppongi Vice was a New Japan thing.
They were New Japan thing.
Yeah.
But weren't they? But weren't there?
Rocky Mera has been in ROH before, but not like Roppongi Vice and as a tag team, the packet, whatever. Like, but I think Ring of Honor's never done stadium shows or even arena shows. So whenever a Ring of Honor guy goes to Japan, it's a bigger stage. Where they come here, it's a novelty thing to push the product of New Japan there. Where I don't know. I think it's a little different.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know, but maybe that's just
no. You hit it right on the head. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I think if Ring of Honor does that, maybe does that same kind of deal with like something in Mexico or maybe something in.
That's the next. That's the next.
That's like kind of what Jeff Jarrett's trying to do.
Yeah.
But I think WWE knows that too with doing like live from Tokyo on the network, live from MSG on the network. They're just hitting these cities.
If they go to fucking Mexico City, I can see a WWE special in Mexico. That would be
they have Raw
that would
there
be
sometimes.
Awesome.
Sometimes they have
as
Raw
much
there.
time as they spend in fucking Texas.
They're going to Mexico and Taker's wrestling. It's going to be October 17th, 16th, 17th,
I'll be
18th.
damned.
Yeah, Kane. I think it's the Wyatt family versus Taker and Kane.
That's gonna be some good stuff. I just hope that Kalisto can get his rocks off. That would be great for him. That'd be great. I would love to see that. Just just very much like seeing Neville and Jericho go back to Japan. Or Prince Devitt go back to Japan. I would love to see Kalisto go to Mexico where people, he's probably a star.
Well, Devitt did go to Japan to win the title.
No, that's what I'm saying. In the same capacity. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see Kalisto go down there and just get a win over, I don't know, Bo Dallas. That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I mean, I guess they're going. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I think it's just some house shows. Because I know they wrestle there at least once a year. And I think they've done a few Raws there from, if not Mexico City, but maybe Mexico.
But SummerSlam, I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you, Ziggler.
I'm coming for you, Ziggler. So my only thing about this match is the fact that it didn't advance anything. It was no blow off. This was something for the live crowd. And boy, oh boy, was it for the live crowd.
I think this is great. It reminded me like the old school, ECW, WCW thing with the hardcore matches and everything, just like brawling in the crowd. And then, or not WCW, WWF, Attitude Era. And then just that spot at the end where Bray's egotistically standing there. Just, I don't know. I mean,
he gets dropped.
You saw it coming, but that's how you build the anticipation of the whole
But
arena.
that's what...
Broad strokes,
But I, at home, was like, all right. I think I was looking at my iPad. I was like, there's nothing in here that's going to impress me. I get it. It's over the top. But I'm like, I know this isn't going to advance anything. I mean, now what?
I don't know. It was...
Now what, though?
In the crowd, I don't know. The crowd was hilarious there. There was the one dude in the blue polo yelling, get him, Roman! Get him, Roman! And there was that one dude, filming Bray's pants, what the hell are those? What the hell are those?
No, trying to do the thing.
Yeah. And, it was just, I don't know. I thought, the Buffalo crowd killed it. They weren't, there's a few kids that were scared of Bray and stuff. I don't know. It was cool to see that. I don't know. I like the main event. I thought this was a great Raw. I didn't even think, I've stayed off Twitter, though, since then, so I don't know. I don't know anything. I watched it this afternoon, and that was it.
I mean, I give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't a great show. It wasn't a bad show, but it was a lot of entertainment elements, and no storylines advanced. And then whatever storylines
the Kane storyline
that was
advanced.
Whatever storylines. Well, I mean, it's a given. I mean, it's amazing that he's the focus of the show again.
Oh, it happens once a year. It'll just come around.
Well, he was the focus recently. I mean, when they were feuding, they've been feuding. They've been feuding since.
That's what I'm saying.
Since December, man.
And that's what he the ambulance, the stretcher spot. It's like a stereotype in wrestling at this point. And then to see how it changes.
I actually thought it was a fuck up. Like
Oh,
I thought it was like a Eve, what do you call it? Eve Torres moment.
Yeah, they didn't stop it.
Yeah, like they didn't stop it when the thing came to a stop.
They didn't stop the camera. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But they did that on purpose. I was like, oh god.
And then it heats up. It gets all smoked. I mean, the cheese factor, of course, is
It had to
why I
be
like
pre-taped.
it.
It had to been pre-taped as well.
Yeah, and then he comes out. Oh, dude.
Because for him to come out, that was some good editing.
Do you think it's gonna be 2 Hell in the Cell matches? What do you think?
I don't care. I mean, tell me what is to become of this.
I thought you liked Kane. I thought you.
I like Kane, but what?
Don't you like Rollins, dude? I mean, this is gonna be a great match.
Is this the return of Demon Kane?
Oh, of course. He held up the belt as the Demon Kane.
The return.
We saw him change, man. I think this has to be it.
He doesn't win the belt.
I know, but he should have.
This is filler for that world championship. This is for the world championship.
Oh, yeah.
This is all filler.
No doubt, but it's still a great storyline. We're not
a great storyline. I think this is a great performance by Kane, but this is not a great storyline. I mean, Seth, I talked to the Pope. He said,
that was so great.
Heaven.
And he's going to heaven, and he was in heaven. Yeah, dude, he just completely, made it seem so egotistical. I thought that was a great line, a great.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
That was hilarious, man. I love that. That right there makes it, and then plus the beginning.
But what happens to this Bray Reigns thing? What happens? Where do nothing advances? Nothing. And then the storylines they already had is all cluster fucked up now. PCB versus CB versus P. That's Natty now, and you got Neville and Stardust now. Barrett
and Stardust, that's going to be a great feud. That's going to be some great matches, man. It's just a mid-card feud. It's just a kickoff show feud. I mean, that's going to be, the kickoff show feud, this is a fresh matchup, and it's going to be good matches. And Natty and Paige is going to be a good match. And then Kane, you got to...
This is a waste of my time.
This Kane storyline is great. I think it's hilarious. Kane is doing great.
This podcast is a waste of my... You're a waste of my fucking time.
It's great.
This was a 5. Again, great wrestling.
Nice, man.
Great wrestling. I'm not going to take away from the wrestling, and I'm not going to take away from the entertainment aspect. But let's push it along. Push it along. Push it along. Yeah, push it along. On some Tribe Called Quest. Nothing was moved forward. And if anyone could sit back and tell me what is to become of any and all those segments from this one show and say, hey, this is why this legitimately happened, I will send you a box of puppies. I would just box them up, send it to you. This end up. Handle with care.
Well, I don't know. This is
No, I'm just saying, like, what? Tell me what? What is to become of this show, of all those segments?
Well,
good wrestling.
We know that the world title match of the pay-per-view now. That's a big deal, I would say, in wrestling. Filler for the year, but still the next pay-per-view. I mean, this is a week show. You got to build slowly out, and the beginning was awesome. The end was awesome.
Shit sandwich.
And then the middle had a great storyline throughout. And then we find out what the world title match is going to be.
They put tomatoes on that shit sandwich.
I don't know, man. I liked it, man. I guess some
hot peppers, I guess. No pun intended.
I don't know, man.
And yeah, you get a big old brawl. I don't know. Whatever, man. I'm done with this. Fuck you, Raw. Fuck this Raw. I mean, I'm not being a Debbie Downer about it. I'm not trying to be, but I go. I'm like Chris Berman over here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Not necessarily talk about it, but we got ourselves a Saturday show at Madison Square Garden, and we're gonna try to do this like a prediction thing.
Oh, you want to do prediction?
Yeah, prediction thing. I got it all here. We got 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes. We're trying to beat the clock.
I don't have it.
I got 7.5.
Sounds great.
I'll type it in.
We'll run it down for me, Peter, because I know bits and pieces, but I don't know the full card for sure.
From the bottom to the top. And now again, in my head, this is just a house show. I'm not looking at this as any advancement. I'm just going to look at it for what it is.
I think we need to see is the cage lowering, because then it's a special event. If they're building the cage, house show.
Okay, Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
I wish I had a quarter, guy. I think I do have a quarter. Do you want? This is literally a toss-up, folks. So heads, Sheamus, tails, Randy Orton. I'm gonna go see what it is.
You don't. You can't even put my... That was the worst coin toss in the history of coin tosses. What the fuck, man?
I was trying to get it on the table.
Oh
but
my
close.
god. Dude, like, if you're listening...
When am I supposed to like flip it? Like
You gotta watch this on YouTube. Oh god.
Like that?
You gotta put it in your palm, like, dude, whatever.
I thought you flipped it on the ground like NFL.
Retire.
Like
Please
NFL.
retire.
Anyways, it was Randy Orton.
You have Randy Orton
Yeah.
versus Sheamus. I have Randy Orton. Actually, I'm gonna just say right out, all the faces go over except Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I think the New Day, and it sucks. It's gonna be an exception to the rule, and I hate that it's gonna be a hot potato. We get to that later, but you
Okay.
got. So we both
have a Orton, and then what's the next one?
J and P.
Nice.
Let's see. It's trying to correct me with J and J. Okay, J and P. All right. We get Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler.
I think Rusev's been looking mighty silly. I think it's gonna be Rusev.
Oh, you got Rusev? I got Dolph.
Okay.
Okay. That's J and P. Yeah, it's gonna be Dolph. USA chance. He's going down in flames, bro. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship.
Wow, I didn't know that. I knew Jericho was going to be on the show, but I'm going Kevin Owens. You know, Kevin Owens is full-time member of the team there.
Yep, I got. That's the only hill I got going over.
Man, but imagine if that feud goes on.
No, it's house show, bro. It's as much of a feud.
You're right.
as Neville and Jericho.
That was a great match, so I'm really excited about this match.
New Day versus the Dudley Boys for the Tag Team Championship.
Well, I think that's going to be a match. I think that's going to be a match at Hell in the Cell, so I'm going to say New Day retains just to push the feud forward.
New Day drops these belts.
Yeah?
Yep. They're in New York. They're in MSG. We got the Dudley Boys. They're the baby faces. They're getting the victory. They're winning the belt at Madison Square Garden. And that's going to be a highlight. I mean, that's in itself is Hall of Fame shit for them. That's a Hall of Fame moment for them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even it's a televised WWE Network exclusive. Granted,
10 times. Tag champs.
Yeah, 10 times. And MSG, you can't beat that. So you got New Day?
I got New Day.
J. P.
This is a good card so far.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty excellent card. I'm like, this. I mean, it's what it is, but I'm like, let's develop. Let's pull a what's the word? Let's pull a Pulp Fiction here, right? Like what's a movie that starts out that begins at the end? What's a movie that does that? Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Does Pulp Fiction do that? Pulp Fiction does that. A few movies do that. But I know what you're saying.
Oh, I know. What was that one movie where they're in, I think they're in Spain, and it starts off with...
someone gets shot or whatever with the dude from Lost?
Well, it's a chicken. It's a whole thing. It's about these kids who basically become like these gangsters in Brazil.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like...
and the image is the kid with the gun. That's the image of the...
it's like the blood.
No, what the fuck? If you're listening, you know what that is.
No, I know. This dude in my dorm room used to watch it all the time.
It's a great movie, and it's a love story. But then it's like because of his best friend, you got the one dude who's just shooting motherfuckers up. There's a really awesome scene where the one guy that the older guys take under their wing has to kill one of the kids. He has to kill one of his brethren because they're like the little fuck ups coming up. He's like, we could nip this in the bud. He scares him off and then has the one kill him.
I think I might know what you're talking about, but I cannot remember the name. Just from the description of it. I never saw it.
But it starts
then.
at the very end, at the big standoff. The kid with the camera is chasing a chicken, and then he runs right in between the standoff between these two factions going at it. The shit is about to go down, and then it goes backwards, right? It starts at the end. This right here, this fucking card, we could do that with this, you know? Like, if this was an actual feud-driven card, I'd have loved to see, outside, say, the Dudley Boys, But I would have loved to seen a feud between Owens and Jericho, right? I would have seen how they got to this point. I would have loved to see how Brock Lesnar and Big Show got to this point, you know? And yeah, it's like Taker Bray Wyatt booking. Big Show's the legs of this, right? Going into this. Brock's nowhere to be found. He's still thinking about The Undertaker. But I would have loved to seen an actual feud go into this. You know, I don't know. For Cena and Rollins to meet in a steel cage. I would have much rather a steel cage match for that U.S. belt at Night of Champions than what I got.
Wait.
Just think about it.
I don't know, man.
He would have had to face He would have had to face Sting after he just finished a cage match.
Oh, man. I think
he would actually looked tired.
I think Rollins is winning this one. I don't think Cena's gonna win this match.
I know, man. Three. Cena's winning.
You think Cena's winning?
Oh yeah. This is a house show, man. Cena's going over in Madison Square Garden. You better believe that. And he's keeping that U.S. belt. There's no need to give Rollins that U.S. belt back. It's already had its...
Oh, it's for the U.S. belt? It's not for the world title?
No, it's for the U.S. championship.
Oh. Yeah, Cena's winning. I didn't realize. I thought it was for a world title.
No, it's for the...
Think about how much they've elevated the U.S. title in the last, I would say, 2 years. Rusev having it, then giving it to Cena.
I don't think it's been elevated at all.
Compared to when, like, Sheamus and Santino had it?
It's all about Cena.
But when Rollins won it, it was a big deal, and now you can use that as a story arc. I don't know.
I forgot he had it. I never knew he had it.
I definitely think it's an elevation. That it wasn't hard to elevate that title. That was definitely a bottom rung joke title, but I think they did a good job with it, bringing it up in the last few years. I think it's over the IC title. In the common
Cena.
fan's eye.
It's all about Cena.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is all about Cena. This is not about that belt. It's about Cena.
What do you think about Big Show and Brock?
Brock's
Yeah, Brock's going to win, right?
Yeah, Brock's going to win.
Yeah.
But
do you think the ring's breaking? Do you think we're going to get a bunch of F5s? He's too big to go Suplex City.
But here's the thing. The Cena-Seth match is going last. In my eyes, it's going last.
Yeah. You said that, earlier, and I think it does come down to like whether it's like you said, like a house show. Are they going to just set up the cage and then tear it down at the end of the night? Or are they going to have the full scaffolding and everything?
You're going to get a knockout punch, but he's not going to get a pin.
You think it's just going to like have him quiver back and then like something else is going to happen? Because they can't have the knockout punch without the pin because he's knocked out.
I smell somewhat of a no-sell. He's going to hit him with his best shot. And Brock,
that would be great.
Because Brock's not, he's going to get the big offense at the end, and he's going to drop him he's going to F5 him. But he's going to shake off that punch. He's going to shake off that punch, and Big Show is going to shit himself.
I thought it was great. I thought it's going to be a great. I think it's going to be great either way. I thought what he just said. No selling the punch.
Yeah, he's gonna act like he got hit, and he's gonna turn around, and he's gonna laugh at the Big Show like he laughed at Undertaker at
Mayweather sold the punch.
No, at SummerSlam. Was it SummerSlam? Yeah, the way he laughed at when they both popped up, and he's like.
Well, do you think? We already discussed Taker's wrestling in the Mexico shows. We have the Austin podcast. Do you think Taker shows up at the end of this in Madison Square Garden?
No.
No, you don't think so?
Because that's a house show, man. He's not showing up.
It's not a pay-per-view.
It's not. I'm just saying. Once you think about it, I know it's a televised house show. It's a little different. I get it.
But he's already doing. Taker's already doing house shows.
But it's still very. What's the word I want to use? You still got to keep it to a certain. You got to keep it at a certain arm's length in terms of an event, and I don't see this as a. I get it. It's Madison Square Garden, but it's still just this show.
Do you think we're going to see Taker at all before Hell in the Cell?
Huh?
You think we're going to see Taker at all before Hell in the Cell?
Possibly not. No. And we're not going to see Brock either.
Do you think that's...
I mean, we're going to see Brock in this capacity, but that's it.
I can't tell...
this is a big money. This is a big money night.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. Now, just running down the card, I'm much more excited about it. And you got Jericho Owens. I mean, you got Brock.
Yeah, the
Brock show.
The Ziggler, Rusev, those guys can work. I mean, they can work. It's exciting to see the dynamic.
Well, remember the thing in Tokyo, if we're going to, like, I don't know if it's going to be ran like that necessarily, but that a lot of the card went on it. That's Randy Orton, you know, like I remember there was this, like, a lot of the matches they had announced on the full show in Tokyo didn't happen.
Oh, I'd imagine there's more. These are the big matches.
That's the matches that are going to be on the TV, you think?
Yeah. I imagine there's going to be a Divas match that won't make air. There'll probably will be a Cesaro match that won't make air. You'll probably get a... if I could think of one other person...
I just remember that a lot of the matches they announced for the Tokyo show wasn't on the... Yeah. But, I mean, it's a different show.
2.5 hours. This is going to be a 2.5 hour game.
That was that was the same deal.
If we could get a good 15-minute match out of Rusev and Dolph, I think it would be fun. With no hijinks.
No hijinks?
No hijinks. Yeah.
You start with Jericho? Who do you start with, you think?
Randy Orton, Sheamus.
Yeah.
All day. Get that the fuck gone. Get that out of there. Quick. Sure. You don't want this bitch in between Cena and Lesnar. Cena, Seth, and Lesnar show. You don't want that bitch in there.
I don't know. I'm gonna just watch the show. I mean, I'm excited for either way. Whatever matches we get, I don't know. Like, I like these things that they're doing on the network. The network specials, just like not as big as a pay-per-view, but just a little thing to bring a Jericho in, to do things like that. A steel cage. I think it's good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Neville was on the card we don't see.
Yeah.
But check this out. We're like an hour and 30 minutes in, and that's PJTW time right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for listening again and watching. What are you doing after this?
Probably hopping on Twitter.
This is you giving a plug.
Oh, Fast in the World.
Fuck.
Well, I was gonna get there eventually. I was gonna be like hop on Twitter.
What are you, Rusev over here?
And then around 8:00, watch NXT, and then do Fast in the World. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Outside Interference with Mark Charles around 10:30. Listen to the one they had last week with Brian Blair was on the show. It's pretty fucking cool, pretty fucking awesome.
Find him at JG Pro Wrestling. What? Be sure to tune in. I guess again. What? You got something else?
No, I was going to ask you, how do we find you? What are you doing?
Oh, PJTW Central. After this, I'm going to upload this, so I'm stuck. He's going to frolic free, and I'm stuck here with the heavy lifting.
I bring you beer sometime.
Sometime. I don't drink it, though.
You could.
I could, but I'm too busy.
You doing New Day? You doing...
We did New Day Monday, and that was fun to talk about. Me and Nathan Newman every Monday, the New Day podcast. Feel the power. We don't have a trombone though.
Can you play? Can he play?
I can't play. I can't play dead.
Nathan, what's up?
Nathan. And then Peter's Raw recap, and then we have Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling every Wednesday. Peter Talks SmackDown either Friday or Saturday. It depends. I picked up a third shift at my DJ gig.
Nice.
So it's teeter-totter. It looks like I'm going to move the Peter Talks SmackDown to Saturdays. I'm still, and anytime anyone wants to talk. And
I did the Superstars podcast. It was 3 minutes long.
Oh, God!
And I got to say, I don't know if I really want to. I didn't even put it up. But I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to have to find another kind of show, if any show. Maybe
talk about it. It's like that moment where you hear like the Price is Right song, that little jab when they lose and it's like boom, boom.
If I put it online, that would have been that would have been my Shockmaster moment. That would have been me falling on.
Yes.
So I kind of stopped that already. I stopped that in the back.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
And do a bunch of things. Like, subscribe. First, subscribe. Hit the button below. hit the subscription button. If you're on iTunes, you're on Stitcher, you're on SoundCloud, subscribe. Add us to your favorites playlist. Like, thumbs up, heart, all those things. Leave a comment. Please talk to us. Hit us up on Twitter. Again, he's JG Pro Wrestling. I'm PJTW Central, or Ellen Japanese, but whatever. And the greatest thing you could do of all of those is share. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. If whatever avenue you do this shit on, just hit share. You ain't got to post anything. Just you like listening to wrestling. People enjoy your taste in wrestling. So when you share it, you'll be like, oh, these guys must be good. Right?
Hell yeah.
So, yes.
Big up to Chase,
share.
listening to the show all the time, Chase Merriman.
Big shout out to Keita Hubbard, who just started her own podcast. I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we did a Peter Talks Wrestling with, her name was Keita, at Yeah You Know It 1992. Yeah You Know It 1992. And we also did a SmackDown together. She just started her own podcast called the Keita and Jay Show. What Keita, Keda, and then the letter N, and then J, Jay, Keita and Jay podcast, wrestling podcast. Check that out. I want to give her a big shout out because she shouted us out like nonstop on their first one.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we really appreciate it. I'm happy for you, girl, that you get your thing going. I want to also give a big shout out to who do we just have here last week?
Oh, Luke Williams.
Luke. Good old Luke. Did he have a show yet?
Yeah. Born Hollows, doing a bunch of shows.
Did they just do the show?
I think with Norma Jean. Yeah, that happened. I think that did happen. I had to work, but I think
we have to bring you back.
Bring you back. Tell
Luke.
us how it was.
Yeah, tell us how it was. I want to give a big shout out to Nathan Newman.
And Seymour Snot. He's a wrestler and a trainer in Gouge Pro Wrestling out of Raleigh. He listens all the time, retweets.
That's pretty badass. I want to give a big shout out to Papa Grande.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Papa Dan Grande. And is there anything else? I wanted to also give a shout out to T.O. Polk, if you're listening. Arthur, if you're listening.
Sailor Lexi.
She tried to holler at me the other day, like it was when last Thursday when the rain first started, and I'm like trying to scurry with my flailing umbrella to work, and then she's with a group of people. She's like, Peter, and I'm like, hey,
I got problems right now.
Yeah, but I was just like, where you headed? She's like, to this thing, and I was like, okay, cool, and I just kind of left. She had to send me a text the next day. So like, you knew that was me, right? I was like, yeah, but it was like no time to play like reunion here. The fucking weather was crap. I'm like, I'm in a steel cage match with my umbrella right now.
Well, we gotta get back on the show. Maybe we gotta do like a super WrestleMania show this year or something.
Oh man, we gotta do a super something. We definitely need to get Arthur back. We definitely need to get Lexi back in here. And T.O. Polk, I think that will be he's the Brock Lesnar of this. We got to get to him. He's Bigfoot,
Yeah, where is he?
We don't know, man. He's somewhere in Clemson. He's wearing a bunch of gold and purple. A bunch of orange and purple right now. They got a big matchup coming up with Notre Dame. So.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, so I bet he's really stoked about that. Okay, so that's it, folks. And again, I hope you liked the intro. And I'll add an outro, I guess, later on or what have you. But until then, you got any last words?
Great Raw.
Enjoy Wrestle Wednesday. And watch out for those motherfucking foreign objects. Peace, bitches.